Perhaps you've seen this video online. Is the squid alive, dead, or some sort of zombie? Commentators said this was evil, torture, cruel, disgusting, and hey, even awesome. To explain exactly what's happening to this squid, we called up chemistry professor Charles Grisham.
Most of the tissue in an organism that's recently dead, recently killed, is actually still live. And so cell metabolites are nearly intact, and membrane voltages or potentials that exist in nerve cells and so on are probably still close to intact. And so even in this case, even though the brain function is missing, the tissues will still respond to stimuli.
Mussels rely on a chemical called ATP, which lingers in recently dead organisms before rigor mortis kicks in.
Adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, it's sort of the body's energy currency. It's kind of the money that the cell spends on energy, if you will. And then you come to the soy sauce, and the soy sauce is fun. The soy sauce, of course, has a lot of sodium chloride. And so the soy sauce probably gets absorbed by the suckers, and in those suckers there are little chemical receptors of all kinds that respond to different things that the squid is looking for. And so probably the sucker sensors pick up the sodium chloride, and that immediately goes and changes the voltages across the membranes and probably triggers a contraction of the muscle.
It's similar to what's happening in this other YouTube video.
That's actually salt that's sprinkled on the frog legs. That's sodium chloride, and that's the same thing as in the soy sauce.
The moral question that pops up here comes down to whether the squid is feeling pain or not.
That's another thing that was on the web. Oh, I wouldn't do this to a squid because, and I wouldn't eat this because it's feeling pain. I don't think so. I think without its brain, it can't process those sensory signals that say this is hot or I'm feeling pain. I just don't think it can. So I would say not to worry. Go ahead and eat the squid.
So it's not feeling pain, but the muscles and the membranes are still intact. So what's the verdict, alive or not?
Life is all about acquiring energy and using that energy to build these complex structures and keep them in what the chemists would say is a state of non-equilibrium. Living things are composed of lifeless molecules. It brings up the question, what is life?
We'll explain that one next time. For Discovery News, I'm Martin Berman, and that's Dancing Squid Bowl Explained.